clenched my teeth and watched on in horror. He lifted the shotgun to his mouth. I saw tears running from his eyes, and he fired. I could see the inside of his mouth light up for a brief second as the shot rang out, startlingly loud. I jerked in my chair from the sound of the blast. I saw his head jerk back briefly as a discharge of brain and blood hit the wall behind him. His head then lurched forward, his upper body slumped ahead, folding on itself, his head dangling. I could see the top of his head. I could see the blood and the gore, and I could see smoke wafting from the air the blast had penetrated. I had seen plenty of horror movies, and I'd seen plenty of gore on the internet to know the difference. I placed a hand on my mouth. I felt the air vacate my lungs as I stared on in abject terror. "Judges," the woman cried out, throwing her arm as the cheap camera swung around to highlight 3 people sitting at the table. They wore black masks with zippers that formed smiles for mouths, and white tape that formed X's over their eyes with small punctures in them so that they could see the show. One judge held up a 3.8, the other a 4.0. The last judge held up a 3.5. "Our next contestant is Carlos Riviera of Los Angeles," she said, moving on to the next man. This man stood still, wearing no shirt and a simple pair of jeans. He was holding something in his right hand, and his head was hanging low. He looked like he was focusing, concentrating on something, trying to skill himself. His teeth clenched tightly, his body shaking. Suddenly, he started to yell furiously as he brought the drive towards the pockets and slicing the process through. I felt mostly through his skin, moving through flesh, but he didn't get across his entire throat before he fell to his knees and rubbed his bullet with his hands. I saw blood spurting all over the floor, gushing outward from the open wound. His eyes were lit up with fear as he choked on his own blood. "Look at him gush," the woman cried out, her voice a mixture of false enthusiasm, panic, and something akin to disgust. He collapsed into a pile on the floor, his legs kicking as he struggled to breathe. "Judges," the woman said again, the camera swinging around once more. The judges held up a 4.8, 4.9, and 4.7 respectively. There were 2 other contestants, but I couldn't watch anymore. I closed the feed and walked over to my window. I had to catch my breath. My heart was racing. What had I just seen? I didn't sleep that night. I could see the man who was slit his throat. I could see his eyes as he struggled to breathe through his blood. I could see his limp hands glancing at his neck in a combination of instinct and breath. I could see him kicking on the floor, laying sideways in a pool of his own blood. Every time I closed my eyes, I could see himself. He placed his hand on paper on his head exists. 2. So this is my story about how I made one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. Going on the deep web. Getting in front of certain people who feel so guilt and terribly annoying because they want to hurt me. I was always like, why actually kept to myself, scared of any social confrontations. I guess you could call me shy. Well, but it was just not actually. Usually think back while the other part and people retell stories and jokes. David Lunch, another social Jason Sickle, had taken the stage. He was going about the usual show videos cafe, and ice eggs, and lipids, stuff like that. started rambling on about this thing called the deep web. I had heard the phrase come up a few times, but wasn't really sure what it was. I was used to him talking about the shock videos and trying to get me to watch it, but this time things seemed a bit different. He started talking about government leaks, hitmen, people being killed live for money, all kinds of crazy things. I couldn't believe it. Surely all this couldn't be real. It's probably just prosthetic makeup and all sorts of editing on fake websites to get money, I thought. I was sort of curious to go on it myself, but I usually make a point to not stray onto any websites that could be considered suspect. I asked Jason how all these people were able to get away with all these things they were supposedly doing. Jason told me that to access this deep web, I would need to download a browser called Tor and that it was completely anonymous. He also mentioned that I should disable all my scripts and Flash Player. He has always been a tech-savvy guy, so I trusted him. It did make sense after all, the way he explained it. I finished off my day at school, preparing myself for all the possible things I might see later on when I got on the deep web. When I got home, the first thing I did was go straight to take out my laptop. I was pretty stoked to see some of this stuff. After all, I've always been sort of interested in hidden government experiments and things like that. A few hours of research and downloaded, and I was finally ready to go. I was finally ready to visit the deep web. As I was going to start my journey into this thing, keep in mind, I got a knock at the door. It was my mother. She told me that dinner was ready and I should eat it before I left. It really did not hurt to wait on this after I wasn't prepared. So I told her I had a huge essay to write for school and she would think something with that as I was hungry. Put up this dinner for no reason. Back to my laptop now. I had read in my research that the best way to search websites was through the wiki, so that was the first place I visited. It wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. The links were all just random letters and numbers. Doing what Jason said and knowing I was safe with Tor, I started looking at random links, which was a huge mistake on my part. Memory would later never forgive me for the things I had seen. Everything was and it was not what I was expecting. This was not that hidden government stuff that I had been hoping for. This was truly disgusting. Images of child pornography, mutilated bodies, temperature, my religious pulsing. I covered my mouth as my body uncontrollably heaved and I tried not to throw up. I could not bear it any longer. I had to get off this. I started closing all the tabs I had so single movement all at once, each time slowly bringing back the knowledge that I was trying so hard to suppress. That's when something happened. I had reached the last tab. It would not close, no matter how many times I clicked the X button. It wasn't working. The video moved up on my screen. There was nothing too crazy at first. Man sitting in a dark room with a mask on, just staring at the camera. It was something so eerie and weird about him. His eyes were wide and bloodshot. There was this weirdness. It's something you have to witness for yourself to understand how terrifying it really was. And this is when things got worse. Immensely worse. The lights flickered on, revealing a young boy tied up in the corner, bleeding out Elizabeth with a cardboard covered in blood lying on the floor next to him. It hadn't done. I slammed my heart back down my hands, trembling at the sight of what I was seeing, but it would not turn off. No matter how many times I held it down or how I pressed it, would not turn off. The man got closer to the camera and flashed a quick grin. His came from Captain Rotting before looking over into the void. At this point, I was clearly looking for a screwdriver or something to unscrew my laptop and take the battery out. I finally managed to find it and took one last look at my screen before turning it over to unscrew it. The man had written out numbers on the wall in the void's blood. I took a quick screenshot and ripped out the battery with tremendous force, breathing heavily due to what I had just witnessed. I could barely move. My hands were trembling and I collapsed to the floor, unable to believe what I had just seen. Did that really just happen? It had to be fake, right? I thought to myself. I could not sleep that night. After all, how could I after everything that I had just witnessed? Eventually, it drifted off. I found myself waking up next to my mom yelling at the dog and stopped working. Most likely, the mother was trying to get the other kids as they walked to school. I finally with some laptop battery on the floor. Look at that. All of that. And indeed, that was a mistake. What did the numbers that man had written out even mean? I hadn't really gotten a good look at them. Could they have been something like my mother's birthday, my birthday, the time when we show up to my house and kill me? Either way, I needed proof to show Jason that it had actually happened to me. In fear, I went back in my battery and turned my computer. Signs of last night's spill like a memory. I had found the screenshot I took last night when I heard a knock on the door. It reminded me to sneak up to me first. Maybe Jason would know what these numbers mean. I thought to myself. I took a picture of the screenshot on my phone, left for school. Each for 300 miles, feeling like it was longer than the one before until it was finally lunch. I described everything that happened last night to Jason and I showed him the picture. When I did, his skin pale, face was filled with hunger. I don't know numbers where I had to kill him. What does it mean? Tell me. Give me. Dude, that's your IP address. Instantly, my heart sank, anger fueled towards Jason. But you said I was anonymous. I did everything you said, and now some crazy killer has my IP address? It was then that it hit me. I'd forgotten to disable scripts and Flash Player like he had told me to. I had been able to hold in the nausea before, but I no longer could. It wasn't long before I was in the bathroom at my school, hunched over, throwing.
Okay. Can take me to get some cereal now? Yeah. Milba can take you. Why not you? Because you asked me yesterday, Milba can take you, because that's why today's my day. I don't feel good. Huh? I don't feel good. I'm tired. Then, text me the cereal maybe in the future. Maybe I can drop for you. Then maybe tomorrow. Okay, let me see. I forget what it's called. Yeah, it's okay. We can buy it whenever you have. Any day when you have energy, you just call me, then we can go. I don't want you to be stressful about it. Okay? Okay. Yeah, like let me say, you're kind of on Monday, you can go to Monday. Oh yeah, anyway, it's called s'mores. Anyway, Monday we are going to meeting for the interview, so we can do it when we come back. Okay? Yep. Alright, man. Have a great one. Let me send you a picture. Okay. Did you say hi for Yumba? No. Okay. I can send you a picture, right? Nah, send me that. Guys, I'll let you know when I got it. Thank you. I want a lot of bags of this. Alright, have a good one. Okay. Bye.
When the stalls earning me a free pass home from the nurse, I pulled into the driveway. It was quieter than usual, and upon walking in, I found that my house had been raided. The man from the video had gone to my house while I was at school and destroyed everything. All our money was gone, all our valuables were gone, and our rooms were destroyed. In shock, I called my mother as best I could and had to bring things over the our house had been robbed. She must have sped home from work because not 10 minutes later she walked into the driveway. Tears. All our TVs were gone, my Xbox, computer, everything. There was only one small step to the house. The faith building. Our person was not. We made our way to the closet, each step feeling heavy and burdened. My jaw dropped and our faces went calling us as we were pleasant door. It was our dog. Hanging on the ceiling, legs butchered off and blood dripping from his throat. Carved in his chest. A symbol in his mouth. Police arrived. They were trying to figure out who they used to make some humans and individual Austin's suspects were missing on them. If they were going to them, that this was all. The band were now trying to tell what was happening. They've never fed, still speaking like a bunch of kids. Just stepping up. I've always had a really sparked interest in what is commonly known as the deep web. Now the deep web has some good uses, it also has an incredible dark side to it. The dark web is the deep web. Take that stereotypical concept. Child pornography, etc. That is what the deep web is notorious for. I took my first steps into this little excavation within the darkness sites. I stereotyped the deep web is more parallel to dark illegal websites than anything good. Well, I came out of this with more than I could have expected, and now my view on humanity in general has forever been changed. The first site I visited was called Centrix. Centrix was one of the more well-known general markets, so to speak. A good example to compare to would be Coronado or Silverado. Now, Centrix, what I find we have lots of questions on the chat room over the course of one day, has been around for about 11 months and is untouched by any means of being shut down. Which surprises me, because it has everything from North or Silver to a much greater extent than variety. Some sites dedicate their full selling product to me, Centrix and some agribusiness. Just a few brief examples. Snuff films, old drugs, all varieties, fake everything, IDs, licenses, you name it. And also putting that in chat room now tonight, as far as that goes from active to news stuff. I verified some of the links I am going to fake and sent me in the direction of other sites for personally. This was a great help. Led me to the next site, which from the illegality and general URL of the site was what I considered the next layer getting into the dark web. The site was called Report Files. Report Files was actually quite fascinating. Not heard from extent, but had a different kind of dark backlash to it. Warehouse, like virtual warehouse, textual guides, notes, leaked documents, torrented books. Notes were released online a day before published from quite a popular At a summary, this might seem boring, but take into account the guides include things like how to make a drone-based exclusive, how to kidnap adolescents in their sleep, illegal leaked documents galore, anywhere from U.S. classified cases to foreign affairs. Also including guides on illegal modifying weapons, joining terrorist groups, guides to scripting and annulling bank accounts, and so on and so forth. Not a fun site. The next site I headed to is where it starts to get informative. I got access to this site, which I consider to be the start of the darkest of the dark world from something which my ancestor grateful for. Chit chat, five chatters had that first beer, they opened over. Well, was it talking about it on the topic of snow films? They are, they're usually filmed in water, etc. I get his trust to perform this chat private chat that he had, which ended up costing 0.10 BTC for the private chat. And keep in mind that only getting information was my main reason for chatting him, not into the snow films. They do fascinating. Talking for a good 20 minutes before, so he's typing fast. He has never decided. Here's part of the site, small number URL data, so 561 it is. And this site, 5611, required an invite, extensive registration, questioning, and one-on-one meeting with what I assume is a site director / admin. He or she was commercial practice. Start the conditions for breaking the site's rules laid out. The guy who invited me, my ancestor 344, to get school to him road 5611. I should only be taken to one of the site. Now, I did ask for a formal site name for each reference, aka so I didn't have to name it 5611. Since the site had no name, that it was purely based to display its content and moderate membership. The title, he said, would only make it easier to identify, which they did not want to happen. 5611 had a small membership that, he said, the runners of the site try to cater to very fondly, as membership is 1.5 Bitcoin monthly, approximately $350. The content during the site, I had to check that are equal to $18 was a good time since I started making signed up. The site's design was bland, it's blocky, secure good background, and very blockly close together writing. The top right, there was options to log out, add funds to my balance, and then a small wallet with a font that displayed an empty Bitcoin. But that was barely up to mine. The vine was on the center of the screen. In a single row down the center of the screen, a single frame that were captions and descriptions to be posted. The top one had a still of a table with various links that were plugged up in the settings. The title, 24-year-old female sleeping inside bed, with a 2.55 Bitcoin price tag on the site. Exact reports was counting down 11:51, 11:50, 11:49. Under the timer, the same green color. This is 78 out of 100. A couple seconds later, the 78 turned into a 79. Realization had to be in the face looking bad. This was a painless snuff site. With a shaky head, I scrolled down to the sequence of endless screenshots and captions. One of them I found quick launch, homeless, 0.22 Bitcoin, large view, low quality. It's like attention-seeking YouTube for title, but it seemed to be working. The eerie green font 783 out of 1,000 was displayed, a jaw-dropping number in my eyes. I decided to stay in the mid-fundamental, so I just quick transaction. I quickly 30 Bitcoins to save while I put the errors to the gym. It took a minute or two to complete the transaction, and after about a 5-minute buffer, I was in the showing. There was no chat box, only a slightly lighter border, gray and static. The same green time zone is now at the bottom right of the screen. 60, 2, 1. The video begun revealing the city street. What seemed to be Arabic writing was on various shop signs and advertisements. The light from the street windows gave a fuzzy glow to the scene. The cameraman from the position of the camera seemed to be leaning against a wall, the shot focused on a dinky red junker on the street's curb. From the side of the camera's view, a gloved finger points toward the entrance of a dark alley, where a man lays on his side. Like a breathing pile of rags, obviously homeless and alone. The finger makes a motion towards the car. Three men quietly exit the car and walk along the storefronts toward the sleeping homeless figure. The quality is totally shit, but the scene can still be made out and is enhancing by my horrid imagination about what is to come. About 5 meters from the homeless victim, the lanky group of thugs pull out plain white theater masks from their jackets, take out various small weapons, and pounce around the corner onto the innocent, unsuspecting victim.
I'ma hit the bullet wild and just like I'm sleeper. Yeah, I'm just getting started, blood is just the party. Should we see it first? That's like it's started. I'm still getting caught. Living out to get the ball, it's about to keep on. Still they kill, run up, and it's in it. I'm going to go. I'm I was Strap down, get a yellow car with a bad star. Ride around, just like a boss. My shit, cause back each other, busy, and I'm so stupid. So funny, I was running. With my wife, we was having diary of that kid you shooting. Sometimes I use I'm the hair and I'm my person, no fashion. I take the lessons, treat these lessons like them sad bottles, dropping nothing, stop right out. Just take a shot, I'm not showing nothing. You don't even know I'm so me, I get to stop me, it's so nice.